All right. Shalom, Akim, starts the lesson. Doing to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, of great millstone that taught us his truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim that's pushing his truth. And all truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth. Diligently to us in Shalom. Okay, I'm the brother Yara, or Yah, from the great millstone Miami camp. I come back to the spirit power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, to make another lesson. All right, and the title of the lesson is going to be "The Lord God us brothers always believe." Okay, and this is going, and this lesson was inspired by a little testimony that I just went through like an hour or two ago, showing that the Lord always got us, man. No matter what the situation may be, whether it may be food, and I can even go into that in a sense because even at work today. Jake, I used to try to, I've been slacking though, but I used to try to eat, in the morning because, I'm trying to bulk, I'm trying to gain weight. So, I came to work with only like a protein shake, and when I get to work, for some reason, they're giving us food, in the morning, and they gave us little pastries and little pastries to eat, with beef inside of it, and then literally probably 2 hours later, okay, a manager came and gave us more food, from something, completely different. And I was at work noticing that like something so little as that was just so, it just just uplifted my spirit because I just noticed how the Lord always take care of us, man. And I remember a time where it was a Tuesday. Well, it was a Tuesday this week also as well. It's like it was this Tuesday this week as well. Okay, I forgot to pack lunch. I forgot to pack lunch, and that day, I forgot that they were doing, a luncheon. Okay, they were buying lunch for the guys. All right, and I had totally forgot about that, but it just so happened to where Lord always showing me a way, or just constantly showing me that He got us, man. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing as well, man. Okay, it's because what does that do? That just constantly puts my mind in a state of where Lord got you, man, no matter the circumstance. Okay, and I want to go into the testimony that I had earlier today. Okay, I done had this, a little gig. All right, that somebody hit me up, and they wanted me to come, do something for them, and it was gonna be a paid opportunity. And going about later in my evening, I'm getting ready, or still thinking about the little, thing I had to do to make some more shekels. And the person ended up canceling on me, man. All right, the person ended up canceling up on me, but then literally I see 30 minutes to an hour passes by, or I say probably only 30 minutes passes by, and another friend in the world hits me up saying that they have a potential gig for me, man. But it was just so quick that I was like, hey, call along, like y'all about Shema Shai, I told bros about it, showing you how the Lord always got us, man. The Lord knew that I needed a little, extra shekels. Brothers know that about me, in this camp, that brothers know that, Iran is a hustler, and I'm always working. And it's always not only for me, it's always for the brotherhood, man. I'm the type of brother that loves to give, when I have. Okay, when I have substance, I love to bless brothers, I love to aid because, it's not about me, it's the Lord that allows me to, be able to have certain means, other means to make funds, man. And by, Lord bless me with that, what do? I pour it back into the ministry, man. Whether bros need funds or bros need, me to help in certain aspects, financially wise, I want to be that brother that's open, and that's available for that, man. Okay, so that now when the Lord told me these little things, so, I'm always open to bless brothers or help brothers out, man. And that's the mindset you're supposed to be in. It's always bigger than you. All right, but I just want to, that little testimony just uplifted me in the spirit to tell, the message lesson to say, Lord God us, brothers, always, always believe, always have it in your mind that Lord got us, man. Okay, He's always gonna give us a way out. All right, when things may seem like our back is against the wall, and there may not be a way out, that's where your faith is being tested to see, okay, are you gonna just forsake the Lord? And in that moment, don't, man. Keep your integrity, man. Stay constant in the Lord, man, because the Lord's gonna bless you. Okay, but I got a couple of precepts lined up. This is Proverbs 3 and verse 5, and it says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Okay, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, all thy mind, man. Okay, and it says, and lean not on thy own understanding. Okay, lean not on your own understanding, thinking that you can save yourself, thinking that you just can help your own self. No, man. Put your trust in the Lord. Put your confidence in the Lord. All right, it's just in all that ways, acknowledge him and he shall direct that path. Right? And all that ways, everything you're going through, acknowledge the Lord and he's gonna direct your path, man. All right, when that situation happen, I'm like, hey, call him about Shimon Shai, it is what it is, right? But I didn't start to get carnal and this, that, and the third. I was like, damn, bro, you this, that, and the third. You said you're gonna let me do this for you, you didn't, but I just kept it pushing, I ain't let it bother me that much because that happens. But Lord those stuff like that at you to see how you are going to react, how's your character going to react to stuff like that. Okay, this is Psalms 27 and verse 5. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion, the secret of his tabernacle, he shall hide me. He shall set me upon a rock. Right, man. And, in the time of trouble, the Lord is going to hide us, man. Okay, brothers, whether they get spiritual power or Lord hide them, invisibility, multiple things, in multiple ways. You can't put the Lord in the box when it comes to this truth. All right, and we are preparing our minds for Jacob's trouble, man. Lord giving you these little, instances to where, He's putting you through little trials. That's for your betterment, and that's for you to, in your mind, to not forsake Him. Okay, keep Him, at the forefront, the forefront of your mind, man. Not just go straight to overthinking. All right, this is Psalms 121 and verse 2, and it says, "My help comes from the Lord, which made heaven and earth." All right, we don't got no help coming from Esau and from friends, from friends and family. Understand that we do have the brotherhood, right? But that's not totally our help, man. Our help is coming from Yahweh Shemi Yahweh Shai. Okay, we don't put our trust in this system. Okay, we put our trust in the Lord because we understand that it's the Lord who provides, man. All right, Lord's gonna provide for us in the in the times to come and now, right? See, we see the Lord putting us through little challenges and stuff. All right, that's that's to test you. All right. But we as men of the Lord, we have we have that backbone, which is Yahweh Shai, man. Believing on Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Having faith in the Lord is what allows us to, be blessed. And that allows the Lord to bless us, man. Because Lord see that, hey, he's not bucking up. He's not trying to figure it out by his own self. He's calling upon my name. And the Lord loves to see that, man. Lord don't, the Lord don't like to see a hard ass. Okay, that think that he just got the answer to everything, think that you just have the answer to everything. No, man. Well, when you don't have the answer to everything. The Lord is your help, man. All right. But I got one more precept lined up too, that I wanted to get, just to further edify the point about, about how, okay, Lord is our help. Always believe, always put your trust in the Lord, man. Never trying to solve things by yourself. Always reverencing the Lord first because that is who is going to actually deliver you from anything. Whether it be you hungry or or you need bread or or you need shekels, man. All right. Always keep the Lord, at that forefront, man. Never trying to Do things in your own might, man. Keeping the Lord first, okay? And like that was a lesson. Just a quick little testimony I had, that I want to share with you brothers, man. The Lord got us, man. Always believe. It was a saying from the beloved brother Karab. Always believe, man. After a prayer, Karab used to always say, always believe, man. And we got to keep that same mindset, man. Always believe. Constantly staying in prayer, constantly believe the Lord's gonna help us in the times to come and the times now, man. So Lord lesson is edifying. With that, I do want to give all praise and honor glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem and Kakadash. Help one star apostles of the great notes on the taught us truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere audience. With that, I do want to say shalom.